Hello, good evening, Twin Minds here. We're trying out a new game tonight. This one has somehow eluded my attention. It's the Post-Apocalyptic Cleaning Kit, aka P.A.C.K, where we play as a little robot cleaning the apocalypse. We're gonna try it out, see how it goes. It's released early December. No idea how I didn't notice this game, but there's a lot of games out there, so it's easy to miss them. Hi, Sucks. The one, Drakadai. Hello, hi, welcome. Let's get right into it. What we got for colors? We have some decent colors. That's a nice purple. I mean, obviously. Infinity Robotics, a subsidiary of Infinity Corp. Infinity Robotics produced various commercial and industrial robotics equipment. Great. Oh. Okay, level-based cleaning. Got it. Start. Boop. Let's see. Washy to wash grime. Vacuum to suck bits. Recycle to recycle. Repair to repair. Got it. I can do those things. Ooh, sensitive. Still pretty spicy. Turn you down some more. Better. Reasonably spicy. Yeah, Power Wash Simulator with added elements of picking up trash and things and all that. Is this multiplayer? Switching over to the Steam page quick. It does say online co-op. I did not notice that. Neat. Alright. Sucky. Sucky. Okay. Let's see. Washy. Okay. Great. Great. Do I just, Ding, crunching's done. Alright, cool. So then I assume that means I also take what I am assuming is a poor leftover robot into the cruncher. Ooh, this thing is still very spicy. The physical item pickup is a little bit funky, but it works. Okay. Great. It looks to be lore. Loud noise lore. Oh. Sucky. Okay. Read. Source, I am. Date, March 2135. Bob. Don't you think the acronym is a bit dire? They're meant to restore areas after natural disasters. They aren't literally going to be cleaning up after the end of the world. Frank. Well, sure, they're not actually going to clean up after the apocalypse, but marketing loves it. This new model is expected to ship globally for both commercial and residential use. Somebody sure sounds like an ad campaign today. Well, somebody just got some stock in the parent company. Fair. Frank knows what's up. That's very warbly. So am I supposed to clean up the computers as well? Because I can pick them up. So this is us. Post-apocalyptic cleaning kit. Sensors can detect dirty surfaces, trash, and repairable elements. Antenna allows for bot-to-bot communication at great distance. Compactor. Built-in compactor can generate cubes for disposal. Light. Illumination for dark areas. Tools can quickly change between washing, suction, and grasper tools. Tires. High mobility tires allow for traversal of various terrain, including stairs. Ah, they're not our nemesis. Good. Frame. The internal structure is composed of titanium and steel composite. A unique patented carbon fiber polymer is used for the outer casing. Wonderful. And there is more of me. All right. Bah. Okay, sucky. These are not sucky-suckyable. These are sucky-suckyable. Okay, so are we trashing all of the things? Because I can definitely clear everything out in here. That's a weird element. The first, hang on. Huh. The right click to throw. It's got some sort of there it is. So it's a hold to rotate mechanic for right click, which means if you hold right click just too long, it doesn't count it as a right click to throw. It counts as a right click to hold and rotate. I am only assuming that these are leftover robot bits that we no longer need and should be scrapped. And sure, why not? We'll do these two. They look like they're in good condition, but screw it. Perfect. If it fits, it crunches. Get crunched. We did get told we can repair things, and we supposedly can cube things, yes. I think... Cube, yes. So my vacuum, as I pick up little stuff, can cube stuff. But I think the cubes then go in here, so... What about you? Repair. Great. Did it. I currently have 68%, I'm assuming, doneness. I have one shelf to repair still. I have 5 something, 29 something else, 21 another thing, and 22 some more stuff. I don't know what those stuffs and things are. They look like they are a resource that I have collected. Possibly something like wood, metal, organics, and plastics, maybe? Okay, I think we're done down here. Source digital. Date June 2133. Introducing the next generation of robotics, built to remember, designed to see. The latest line of consumer and commercial robotics is arriving with the groundbreaking feature, Ecosphere technology. This isn't just data logging, it's the creation of a perfect searchable environmental memory. Our advanced onboard systems meticulously synthesize diverse sensor inputs from traditional analog devices to a comprehensive suite of wireless sources, including computers, CCTV networks, and all major mobile devices. The result? The integrated software generates proprietary ecospheres, rich interactive spatial archives of the robotic environment. Visualize and access these detailed digital memories instantly, leveraging the power of augmented reality to unlock the unprecedented situational awareness and operational clarity. Experience total recall. Experience the ecosphere. I cannot get rid of the spheres. Alright, that's a shame. 5 robot parts, perhaps? Hey Gila, I need my hand. Trying to see which numbers go up when we do stuff. Okay, so we have 5, 29, 21, and 22. Those numbers have not changed. However, let's do grabby hand, get stuff down here. Grabby hand. Repair 10 metal, or what I'm assuming is metal. Apparently that table was also destructible, and I didn't notice it until I dropped stuff on it. Five, 31, 25, and 31. Okay. So they are indeed resources from Scrunch and stuff. Didn't give me any resources. Okay. What am I missing? Here we go. Tiny cube. Tiny cube. Oh, ha! Bright light. There we go. Alright, now what am I missing? I've got 94% done. Got 97% done. What about you? You need a washing? You know, scrubby scrub? You look a little rusty. No? Okay. Ah! Blood. Great. A little bit concerned that there was blood on those stairs, but, you know, it's fine. I'm missing stuff, and I'm not seeing what I'm missing. There we go. Environment restored. A subsidiary of Infinity Corp. Robotics, Infinity Robotics location, Doodad. Next. Trapped. With your little grabby hands. Oh, hey, there's a button for that. Okay, got it. small internet world. Interesting that it's someone you know. Okay. We have smudged each of the pads. There we go. Robot charging area. Great. Woman. Saki. Vacuum. There we go. Gross. Oh. It's full. Where's my cube crunching area? Cube. Big boots. Button. Someone's marking off things on the wall. That is not a valid writing surface. Oh, hi. Hi, friend. Don't mind me, just gonna take some of these bits. That guy Apocalypse too hard. That is a shame. I'll have to check on that. See if with better aim, if I can get it straight into the thing. Ah, those glasses got broken. Alright, can we just... Yuck. Yes, we can. Alright, let's get some of these in here. Close enough. Nice. We got lots of organics because we were crunching leaves. Morale. Ugh, gross. Gross. Okay, let's get this guy. That throw's not great. Okay. That was better. This might be one of those situations where if you get a little bit of a forward momentum first, you throw better. Alright, let's just put these in the thing. There we go. Alright, then we have repair. Oh, tree. Lovely. We have more bones. And unfortunately, I can't put them in my vacuum. So we have 2 windows to repair. I can indeed. Great. 2 planters, or 4 planters. Can't grab the backpack. Okay. Alright, this guy's going to get crunched. Crunchy. Okay, let's do some squishy splats. Oh no. Each individual foot. It does seem to be quick and easy to get them though. That's good. So according to the environmental storytelling of this place, someone broke their way in through those windows, walked their muddy feet print over to that chair behind me, and then promptly died. And then rotted up and stunk up the place so that I had to then take care of it. I feel like this water gun needs a little more force, maybe a little bit of a straighter trajectory. Now I don't see anything that resembles upgrades or anything like that. So we have our what was it, like 6 or 7 levels, something like that. And I think that might be it. we go. Oh, clean. Get rid of the blood. That's fine. Alright, let's read the thing. Source, CCTV. Date, July 2159. Geez, looks like someone got trapped here. Since they were counting the days on the walls, they must have expected or at least hoped for rescue. It must have been during the early days of the Twitch. Of the Twitch. But hard to say for sure. I'm going to finish exploring Infinity Robotics for supplies before heading out. S.K. Alright. I do not know what the Twitch is, but I am on the Twitch. Special cleaning formula. It is a alcohol based, quick acting and quick evaporating. Did I get it? Yes. Tripleham. I'm gonna have a hard time pronouncing that name. Too many consonants, but hi, hello, welcome. We have the dev in chat. Hello, hi, welcome. How you doing? With a tip off from iSocks, thank you. Alright. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. Must have missed that one from earlier. Yeah, I stumbled on this game through, let's just go, 5 to 7 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon or something like that. I was in the Discord of a different game, totally unrelated, and I saw someone make some sort of comment. I don't recall what exactly, that made me check out their profile, and I checked out their streaming profile to find that they had streamed this recently, and it was like right up my usual alley. So I figured I'd check it out, and then I realized that it came out a few weeks ago, and I hadn't even heard of it. It wasn't even on my radar, but this is definitely the kind of game I would normally play. So I pretty much immediately bought it, and here we are. Yes. 527 degrees of separation, perhaps. Because it's a streamer that I've never heard of before and I've never talked to before. But they just occasionally comment in relatively new Discord that I joined recently. So it's totally happenstance that I found it. Oh, hi, Scooby. Hi, Scooby. Didn't see you there. Alright, we'll get up there in a sec. They even smudged the elevator. Come on, guys. Lovely. Alright, end is in sight. I think that all that's really left is this little section over here, and then that. Granted, this is the dirtiest section because the glass windows were open, but still. Wonder if I got all the glass hoovered up from the floor. I didn't get all the stuff and things off the floor. That's cool. Nope, I didn't get everything. Okay, hang on. Okay, that might be it. Darn stubborn mud stains messing up my nice clean floors. Man, these are tough. These do not like to go away. I am noticing some very specific hitboxes required to get the dirt moving. Like, it looks like we have an AoE effect on the spray gun. I'm hitting it, but I have to hit it more central for it to actually work to clean. And I had been noticing that for a lot of the different stains. So that would be nice to be able to hit stuff with a little bit more of an area of effect. Oh, these don't look difficult. I thought these were going to be hard. Like, these ones seem to have pretty decent area where I can hit them. Okay. Missing something. Oh, that's what I'm missing. Right. Okay, maybe I'm missing something more. Hang on. What do we got? I missed the wall bits. There we go. Infinity Robotics not only distributes P.A.C.K robots worldwide, but it is a leader in using its own technologies. P.A.C.K stations can be found in many places at the company headquarters. Lovely. Nice. What kind of roadmap do you have for this game? I noticed that it was mentioned as early access. Oh, good God. What the hell happened in here? What did you do? Cube. Now that looks like an employee card that I cannot suck. Alright, fair enough. Ooh, let's see. Employee card. Can I grab the employee card and smash? I can, indeed. I'll put you right back there. Ah. Shoot, cobwebs, shoot. CCTV July 2159. This place is a mess, but it's been picked clean of anything I'm after. I'll check some other areas in the building, but I think today is probably a bit of a loss. Whatever might be in the back room isn't worth the risk. Aw, but BK, you were so close. Do not enter. I mean, but what if enter? That better not be BK. Oh, sorry, bud. Oop, sorry, bud. Oop, sorry. Sorry, stepping over you a little bit. Additional levels throughout the year. That sounds good. Any thought to additional features or anything like that, or refinement of the mechanics or anything? I'm always trying to figure out what to bother suggesting, because I definitely have had various devs over the years kind of steer people away from suggesting certain things that they're not even considering working on for the game. We're full. Hit. Hydrate, you say? I could and probably should do that. Also, hi, Demos. Demos is making me take care of myself. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, I'm full. Cube. Whoop. Sorry. Got a little overzealous with my cube. Email from Dan to Marge. There we go. April 2142. Marge, do you know if Andrew is coming in today? He was the only person left that knew anything about TPS reports. If people keep dropping like flies around here, I might just head home early. Alright, Dan. Not worried about people dying? Or dropping like flies as in people just leaving for the day or something. Either way, Dan, that is not team player mentality. You also hydrated. That is a good thing. I'm hydrating again. Boudoir. And, because I forgot to earlier, I'm going to step away for half a second and get myself some tea. So, BRB. Yes, definitely tea. The P comes later after I've had more tea. Alright, Templeham, thanks for stopping by. Have yourself a good night. Ooh. Boardroom. This is going to be a lot of cleaning. That's going to be a lot of cleaning. Alright. Cube. Alright, we're actually almost done with the vacuum bits. I think that might actually be it. Oops, missed. Enter. Enter, it says. Okay. CCTV, April 2142. Dan? Dan, are you okay? Betty, call 911. It's busy. How is 911 busy? Close the door, Betty. He has the eye twitch and he isn't responsive. Keep calling. We need to leave now. That's what the twitch is. Okay. The twitch. So this is Dan. This is not BK. This is Dan. Hang on. There we go. What's up, Dan? How you doing? Doing okay, bud? He's doing okay. And Dan, I need to introduce you to your new friend and your new lifelong home. Have a sit. Great. Goodbye, Dan. You will be missed, I think. Those are sucky ones. Okay. We know that was Dan from these little message balls. This is Marge talking about people dropping like flies after sending an email from, or Dan sent an email to Marge about people dropping like flies. And then over here was another message ball. Marge finding Dan on the CCTV. He had dropped and he's got the twitch. He's got the eye twitch. So Dan just dropped that in here, and then Marge and Betty fucking booked it after locking him in here. Some sort of disease apocalypse is upon us. Yeah, resources transporting between levels. Some sort of scoring mechanic at the end of levels. Yeah, so more stuff to do with the resources. Like I'm getting hundreds of resources and nothing to do with them other than these small individual repairs. So it would be nice to have more purpose to the resources. Because I do loves me some scrapping. Like, as much as I enjoy the scrapping process, it feels like a lot of it isn't necessary. Gonna do it anyway, but it doesn't feel like it's necessary. Stupid doorway. Nothing to do with them yet, exactly, yes. And this is why we make suggestions. You cleaned up so we have a nice place to sit. Who's dancing on the ceilings? Well. I would say at first instinct we would be using the resources for upgrades for our robot-y self so that we can be better at cleaning. Better squirt gun, better sucky power, that kind of stuff. Because that would give us more incentive to do the cleaning, and it would kind of, it would make us actively seek out all the bits and bobs. I don't think we can actually finish the mission unless we 100% no. I don't think there's... I mean, we can quit to the menu, but otherwise I don't think so. But also, I'm not positive if the scrapping is a necessity for completing the level. So maybe that will be the next thing we try, is not scrapping, as much as it pains my soul, to see if that's a necessity or not. Because I don't think I left anything to not scrap. Well, I did, because there's chairs, and then there's some computery bits as well. Oh, I was getting percentage on the thing when I scrapped? Okay. There goes that idea. This carpet's awful. Another interesting thing could be something like a carpet cleaner, some sort of robot-y styled vehicle thing that you could push along the ground to clean wider swaths of area that you could unlock with resources and whatnot. That actually could be a thing, Scooby, because this is multiplayer, so it could be a thing to be able to turn into a little vacuum cleaner that someone else pushes you along the ground. That'd be great, and that would give more multiplayer interactivity. I like it. Shame Dev already left. So, 58. The first number is glass, because that's the number needed to repair glassy things. Second number is probably metal, and then I'm assuming organics and plastics. Or maybe more generically, organics and inorganics. You want to be a floor scrubbing machine. Oh, you're doing work things. Gross. Thankfully, my workday was light. And tomorrow is shaping up to be even lighter. My manager all but told us to take half the day off tomorrow. Alright, is this door done? Yeah, the door's done, okay. Stairs, however, are not done. Yes, Gila. Hi, Gila. Gila's poking me repeatedly. Poke, 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 poke. I didn't even realize this soda pop machine was that dirty. He is kind of asking politely, yes. Alright, we will do the kitty treats. Yeah, I said it. Meh. Kitty treats for the kitties. Kitty treats. You want kitty treats? You do? I am shocked. Shocked, I say. Alright, kitty treats. Kitty treats. Kitty treats. Hi, kitties. Hi, kitties. Kitty treats. Yeah, losing PTO around this time of year is no good. They're apparently switching us to so long ago, long ago, previously, we had a PTO payout system. If you didn't use it, you just got paid. It was great. I loved it because I never remembered to use my PTO anyway. Then they switched us to a use it or lose it, where you pretty much just accrue up until the end of the fiscal year, and then if you don't use it, it's gone. Now, they have just announced that they are switching us to an even betterer system, where you will accrue up to a maximum, and then you will stop accruing, and you will lose any that you would have accrued if you filled up your arbitrary max number. So I don't like it at all. But I'm gonna have to start taking more vacation. It's scummy is what it is. And our company is supposed to be a good for the people kind of company. But they have been slowly transitioning to not so good for the people. And it's very frustrating. Ooh, those are hard to see. Oh yeah, those are real hard to see. That one I probably should have seen. This one I probably should have seen. I'm gonna have to run through here with the glow stick. See if I can find all the bits and bobs I was missing. Oh yeah, a whole bunch of stuff in here I thought I was done with. Yeah, these subtle spots are definitely problematic to see without the glow stick. So I appreciate that we have the glow stick, but it is definitely difficult to see these things. Hooray, you're done with work. That's a good thing. Sealing beeps. Who's beeping? Who's beeping? Where's beeping? Beeping? There's beeping. I don't know what beeping is. I hear it. I don't see it. That was it. I thought that was a freaking light shadow or something. Okay. Ah, and then these do indeed show up on the radar for things to forcefully scrap. Okay, got it. What about the water cooler? No? Okay. This chair can go in the pile. Monitor and keyboard goes in the pile. Interesting. So it doesn't really need a focused watery beam as much as I had thought it did. It seems like there's like an after cleaning effect from area spray. Okay, this is good. Learning things. Oh god, ceiling. Okay, that's good. You. Didn't even see you under there. This is gonna be a bloody nightmare. There's so much of it, Jesus. Just spray and pray. Alright, there's still something out here. Oh, that's an interesting one. Alright, I'm gonna turn off the beeping. Okay, keyboard. Getting the scruncher. Oh, I think there's a vacuum bit I missed. Right here. Whole cube I missed. Several cubes I missed, apparently. Alright, anything else I missed back here? No, it doesn't look or sound like it. I think we're... That might be the other side. I think we're doing pretty good. Okay, so there's a tiny bit on the wall over there. Otherwise, we do not have a bunch of ceiling splats. This is good. Ah, Jesus. Alright, you? Where's... Ah, okay. I'm seeing things. Alright, this room we will do without the blinky blinks until I'm almost done, and then we'll try to figure out what I missed. It's interesting that we have to clean the tables. Well, the chairs get thrown into the incinerator. The incrusherator. What did I miss? Oh. Alright, now what did I miss? Missed the table bit. Missed the floor bit. Oh, that's it. Alright. Okay. Cheers to the crushing. Get crushed. Alright, one quick pass through here. Just to make sure that we're done. What did I miss? Aha! See, this is why we check. I do like the toggle scanner. A lot of other games just have it as like a very brief. Oh yeah, the kitties are gone. A very brief like wave ping kind of thing, and then it fades after a short while. Whereas this one has it last a lot longer. I think it's actually permanent. And it has sound effects to let you know that you've got something that you got to look at. I like that a lot better than the kind of enforced rarity of the ping. And some games make it so it's like an upgradable thing, so it lasts longer per ping, and you can do it more frequently per ping as you upgrade it. It's unnecessary. Like, I get it, gamify it, upgrades and stuff like that, but sometimes you just need the assistance. Alright. Interesting, okay. A lot going on at this door. It's a shame we can't open it to see what was on the other side. Because it feels like, ooh, purple goo. Feels like there's a lot of weird stuff happening at that door. I think there was a lot more crud and whatnot at that door than usual. It is dirty. It was a dirty planter that had dirt in it that needed to be de-dirtified so we could plant stuff in its dirt. Yeah, the dirt in the planter was dirty, so I had to clean it. Maybe it was just depleted soil. Maybe it wasn't good soil for planting plants in. So we need to replace it with fresh, organic soil made from only the freshest of human remains. So those plants could grow to be their best. Yes. The alternate ending to Power Wash Sim, when you were not able to stop the volcano. There was a red door there. I didn't even notice. I was so covered in black schmutz. Alright, you guys done? Yeah, you done. Okay. Repair. Alright, so we're done with repairs, and we are almost done with the cleaning. And I don't know if this is a placebo effect, but it does feel like I'm able to clean more spots at a time if I do a sprinkler spray kind of situation, rather than focusing on one at a time. Because it feels like, just at a glance, it feels like I can do a spray like this, and there's like an after cleaning effect that does more cleaning based on, I don't know, like a damage over time kind of situation, or I guess COT, cleaning over time. Where if I focus on it, it's not really making use of that cleaning over time type effect. And I don't know if that's legit, but it kind of feels like it. Also, hi Guardian, how you doing? Cold indeed, 'tis the season. Alright, we're missing something. That. Perfect. The once busy office has now fallen silent. Years of dust and grime have settled there, and it's up to you to clean and restore. So this is, I think, one thing that's kind of missing from this game is when we first created our character and chose our colors, we could choose a level, and I think we were able to see the story or the background for each level. But as we're playing, we get the description of the level after we're done with it, and then when we hit next, we see the loading screen that shows us kind of where we're going, but there's not the actual descriptor to read. So I don't get to read even the brief blurb about this area until after I'm done cleaning it. I'm pretty sure that graffiti on that sign says butt shit. Moderately sure. Alright, do some vacuuming. Get this pharmacy back in line. It is currently a pharmacy, and we need to turn it back into a pharmacy. Alright, where's my... my cube machine. My cube cruncher. Yeah, this is a relatively new indie game that released, I think, first week of December, something like that. And the dev was actually in here earlier, because iSucks knew him, apparently, from other things. So we had the dev in here, but I did not get to give all of my feedback before the dev had to go for the night. Hello, ducks. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, he's done. Let's read the story. Source: Analog. Date: August 2143. Day 1. Well, it's a fixer-upper, but I can definitely hunker here for now. I may have missed my ticket to the quarantine zone, but I don't see anyone around to bother me here. Day 2. The ladies' bathroom still mostly works, which is good, because I don't know what happened in the men's room, and I don't want to know. Grid power is still working, but I found a small generator I could use in the case of emergencies. It'll need to be tested, though. Day 4. Got the generator working today. I'll give it a test run tonight. Don't want to risk attracting unwanted attention, so I'll run it outside. I'll run it inside. The window in my bedroom should have enough ventilation. I don't think the window in his bedroom had enough ventilation. Sorry, bud. You fell prey to carbon monoxide during an outbreak apocalypse. Good job, bud. Free skeleton. Ah, Jesus. Well, there goes all of his supplies. Sorry, bud. Cube. Carbon dioxide. I mean, yes. This is the 4th location, I believe. Alright, bud. You don't need this anymore. Into the scrapper with you. You also don't need this anymore. Crunch. Ooh. You don't need this anymore. That can stay, apparently. You don't need this anymore. You don't need this anymore. Can't take the coffee machine. Oh well. Clearly that computer was never going to work. Great. Ah. Tiles. Anything else in here? Crappy chair. Eh. There are little bits of story. It's mostly just the occasional little story dialogue like this. There doesn't appear to be a solid interconnected story. It just seems to be more like scattered stories of the apocalypse kind of situation. So we are cleaning these places because our company, insert evil tech corporation name here, I forgot the name, built these post-apocalyptic cleaning something. What's the name called? Post-apocalyptic cleaning kit. There we go. That's the name of the game. And in the first level, there was a conversation between employees, basically saying, "Isn't that a little bit of a marketing gimmick? These things clearly won't be cleaning after the apocalypse. Definitely not." But apparently, they indeedy do were. Yes, Robco, or rather, non-trademark infringing robot corporation. Correct. We are the cleaning robot, cleaning because cleaning needs to be cleaned. We are not a survivor doing the cleaning. Typically, we're cleaning up after survivors who did a very poor job at surviving. But there was a brief memo in an office, the previous office space that we were just in. People talking about the TPS reports, and then also people talking about their co-workers dropping like flies. And then they locked Dan, poor Dan, in the storage closet because he fell over and had the eye twitch. So we're very slowly learning about the outbreak that happened, while also finding various survivors. Well, various remnants of people who theoretically were supposed to be survivors. Alright, we done in here? We're not done in here. Missing something. Oh. Ceiling splat. There we go. Ceiling splat? We're still beeping. We're no longer beeping. Yes. Well, we found Dan, who was he was the office worker who died as part of the apocalypse. We found this guy, who was unnamed, who unfortunately killed himself with his testing of his generator. There's also a survivor named B.K, who we followed through the previous level. Not sure what their deal is just yet. I'm not sure if they're going to be a recurring character or whatever, or if they were just for that level. But we saw the remnants of them breaking into the facility that we were in. Their boot prints everywhere, the broken glass that they broke to get in. We found a different survivor dead in a chair. And then BK saying something along the lines of not wanting anything to do with what was deeper in the facility because it couldn't possibly be worth it. So not entirely sure what he was concerned about, but yeah, I'm digging it so far. I think the cleaning mechanics are a little bit rudimentary, and I was kind of hoping that it would lean a little bit more heavily on the scrapping element. I mean, there is definitely the scrapping element, and it does lean on it, since it is one of the required components to complete levels. But to me, it feels like we're doing a whole lot more spraying than scrapping. And I kind of personally wish that balance was a little bit skewed the other direction. Alright, how are we doing in this room? Doing okay. Couple little ceiling splats. A couple of repairs to do. More ceiling splats after doing the repairs. That's rude. I just repaired that. It shouldn't be dirty. Caution, CCTV in operation. Alright, what else we got? So, we have some things to scrap. I don't know how to get out there yet. Is out there even a thing I can do? Yes, is the answer to that. We'll come back to that later. Let's finish cleaning up back here. These are our little robot rechargey pads, because apparently this game is also multiplayer. Indeed, multiplayer is definitely an underutilized thing. I mean, fair, multiplayer is hard. So I totally get why many, especially indie devs, wouldn't do that. But this one did. Alright, anything else? Yes. Yes, okay. So now, Scrappy-Doo. Scrapper is not dirty. It just looks a little rough. Apparently something's beeping in here. Might not be beeping in here. Might be just beeping out there. That's fair. Alright, what unknown hell do we have in here? Okay, so he said the women's room works, and the men's room he is terrified of. I see. I mean, nothing abnormal for an apocalypse. Honestly, he made it sound like there was monsters in the men's room. Lovely. It doesn't look very apocalypsy out there. It looks kind of like a nice sunny day. Buildings are in decent repair. Protect against flu. Medical health. Often 3 vaccine, safe, effective, and you can't get the virus from it. Bullshit. Now, that's no way to do public health and safety. Alright, so we're gonna repair some shelving. Let's do some vacuum sucky. That, hold up. That looks like a 50 cal bullet casing. That does not look like dirt that I should be scrubbing off the ground. That looks like scrap that I should be vacuuming. Cube. Cube. It could be very oddly shaped poo, I suppose. But that one's like, that one could be mistaken for a stick. But pretty positive that the other one is definitely a 50 cal. Or a scaled up, not 50 cal. Hard to say. Very talented butt graffiti. Cube. Cube. My cube fell out. Okay, I think that's all the sucky there is to be done. I don't think I could suck the gun. I could suck the gun. Fair enough. Alright, bud. Come with me. Get your wiggly self over here. Get in there with the cubes. Here, take this one too. Okay, now we get to work. A classic, the one. A classic. Alright, we have a little bit of ceiling work to do. It's true. The crunching is definitely more ominous when you know that it is bones being crunched. But we're a robot. The crunching of bones means nothing to us. Hey, as a caretaker, I only take care of baby eggs. There's barely any bones inside. Oh, that is 100% true. Crunched up bones makes great fertilizer. Which is why, when it comes to redoing the potted plants, I can only assume that we are replacing the old, used-up dirt inside with bone meal dirt and other assorted human remains ground up. Lovely. Bathrooms are starting to look more inviting already. Ducks, that sounds like a game I'd play. Crushed up bones to purify sugar? Interesting. Howdy, Iron Ninja. I feel like that's not cleaning. I don't know why I came back out here. I had intended to do the bathrooms first. I got distracted and I started following the dirt. I have eaten apples fed by human remains before. They're as delicious as any other apple. Okay, we're gonna go back to gonna go back. Bathroom. Now I get where you're coming from, Ducks. That is fair, I suppose. I am cleaning it up because I am a robot built to do the cleaning. 'Tis my job. What I'm supposed to do. Doesn't matter that there's no one left to appreciate the clean. My job. One had some explosive poo on the back of his wall here. Great. A little bit of bloody poo as well. Wonderful. Where's the clean needed? Ah! Someone was writing the little check marks on the inside of the door. Sneaky, sneaky. I think the plants that store up chemicals and whatnot in their leaves do that, and specifically because of that, do act like good filters. As long as you're not eating the leaves afterward, yes. Because, yeah, if a plant is going to suck nutrients out of the environment, and those nutrients happen to be killers for us, then yes, those will actually filter the environment and take them out of the soil for us. The only problem is when those plants go through their standard death and regrowth cycle, those nutrients and chemicals and whatnot can go back into the environment as they decay and whatnot. But depending on the plant, some of them don't just store it in their leaves and whatnot, but they also act to neutralize some of the chemicals. Plants are pretty great. Plants do lots of stuff. Well, you look clean. There you go. Alright, done with the mess. Great. Alright, back out here. Hotly debate topics in the chat. Come on, do the cleany clean. Do the... There we go. Alright, do some repairs, because I can't seem to clean them if they're not repaired. Okay, good. I think the main reason that people can't handle the idea of sentience in plants or animals even is that the sentience it's kind of like the it's kind of like one of the Fermi paradox solutions, that a sufficient alien intelligence would not even be recognizable to us as an alien intelligence. So one of the possible reasons for the Fermi paradox that we cannot detect any aliens out there is because we don't even know what the hell we're looking at. And I think the same general concept would apply to sentience, or at least intelligence, in plants and animals. Is that it's so indistinct from what we recognize as standard sentience from our lens as humans that we can't even fathom or recognize what that looks like. And it takes a certain type of mind, a certain type of more analytical, scientific mind to recognize that this behavior that plants and animals do is a form of intelligence, if not sentience. And I think there's a distinction there. Intelligence versus sentience, I think, would need to be distinguished, because you've got things like, very intelligent animals that don't appear to have any sentience that we would consider it, like, sense of self and recognition of the other and stuff like that. But they are still intelligent nonetheless, because they're trainable. They recognize stimuli. They seem to have the ability to play, that kind of stuff. Alright, almost done. Oh god. I'm not entirely sure I can reach up there. Hey, sure I can. Alright. Gotta have a spick and span pharmacy for when the humans obviously are gonna come back and need this building all cleaned. They're all just on vacation, right? I'm just doing my duty as a robot to clean on vacation. Dux is having a hard time getting to work. I still need to see that movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's on my to-do list. I think I even have the damn thing downloaded, ready to go. But Dracula, how do we know that intelligence hasn't already smacked us in the face? What if the meteor asteroid? What if the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs was a form of an intelligence that was attempting to communicate with the dinosaurs and failed miserably? Or what if it was an attempt by an alien species to communicate by getting rid of the dinosaurs so that a sentient species could develop, so that they could then communicate with us? Hooray, we did it. Mass panic and quarantines occurred as a result of a viral outbreak. Not everyone makes it to a quarantine zone. Indeed. What if COVID-19 was a what's up? Very possible. Oh, those two didn't make it very far. it was us and we caused the extinction. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely several theories out there that either, I mean, not specifically that asteroid, but asteroids like that have hit the planet and are responsible for bringing the seeds of life to this planet, rather than something like it spontaneously spawning out of random chemical stuff. They died as they died. Dead. Indeed. Alright, what do we got here? We got hand. We got key card. We got a little bit more disassembled than usual body. We got our robot charging station. That would be an interesting mechanic too, is if you had to actually charge occasionally. Andromeda was a good show. There are a lot of really good sci-fi shows out there that have done a good job at depicting more avant-garde alien ideas. Alright, we need to scrap so that we can repair. We need the key to go over here. Let's grab that. A little bit of a beep. A little bit of a... Nope, not that one. Okay, fair enough. Let's set you right there. Oops, and it's gone. Well, hopefully I don't need that one for a different door. Great. Lovely. I'm looking for my cube station so I can start there. Assuming my cube station then is downstairs. Ah, his head ended up down here. Rip, dude. Okay. No door. Cube! Found my cube. Found my cube. Yeah, I mean, they're labeled as robot charging ports. They are listed for that purpose, but they don't actually do that purpose, which I think is a missed opportunity. Alright, bud. You need to go down here. And then these friends. And then this guy. So many little bones. Alright, where'd that head bounce to? Oh. I already put it in there. Right. Don't mind me. And then some cardboard to fill up the space. There we go. Get crushed. No lore yet on how we get activated as a robot. we just kind of start. The first building that we start off in has some very basic lore about the company that created the robots, just as an automated cleaning robot, but nothing specifically about how we got here, how we got activated, how we got set loose on the world to start cleaning everything that needed cleaning. I do think we need more deep lore on this game. Because I think that's ultimately something missing from a lot of stimulators and cleaning games in general is lore. Power Wash Sim did pretty good about lore. The number of times pelvises of multiple animals got posted on bone subs requesting ID of this skull. Yeah. I mean, not everyone's a bone expert. Not saying they couldn't have used a little bit of deductive logic, but it's fine. Yeah, and that's kind of what we're getting here is a little bit of mini lore that is slowly unfolding the picture of this apocalypse. And it does feel kind of Fallout-esque in the way it's being presented. Various tableaus in the world that kind of tell a bit of a story about what happened, like the guy that died in the bathroom with the gun. Clearly did not care for the apocalypse very much and decided he wanted out. The guy who died of asphyxiation in his bedroom because he tried to fix decided to test his generator indoors. But yeah, we're getting some decent environmental storytelling mixed with some logs to give some context. I dig it. Oh. So less about their foible of not understanding Skull and more trying to figure out how that skull, quote unquote, could look as an animal. I get it. And now that you say that, now I'm picturing various pelvises and whatnot as a head. And I'm pretty sure I've seen aliens depicted that way before. People in this building do seem dead, but that doesn't mean that a survivor couldn't have come in after the fact and done some exploration. You, CCTV camera. What'd you pick up? What'd you find? there's a lot of spray in this, and I do feel like we could use a little bit less spray. A little bit less spray, a little bit more vacuum, just to spread it out a little bit. I mean, we get some vacuum here and there, but it definitely feels like it's a very spray-heavy game. It's true. And our picture of what dinosaurs looked like has evolved over the centuries. Turning off the beeping. Beeping's annoying. Knox is writing books. Yeah, a better spray, upgradable spray, I think is going to be a big key. Or something like Power Wash Sim, where you've got soap that you can use that will help make the spray work faster. Hang on, I gotta catch up on Dux' novel.
Águila.
That is amusing, Dux.
Águila. Águila.
Alright, I need to get that guy. Alright, what did I miss stairs-wise? Oh, I missed a lot stairs-wise. Alright, so that door is not openable. more lore and upgradable spray. All right. Thank you for taking notes, Isaacs. Why die? All right. I mean, upgrades in general would be good. Although an upgradable spray, I think, is probably the biggest keys. Just because the biggest problem I'm having right now is just the quantity of spray items that need cleaning. More vacuum, more scrap. Just because those are fun. And to split out the gameplay a little bit. But then uses for the scrap. I know currently we have repairs, but the scrap is not carried over between levels. So it feels almost unnecessary currently to have so many scraps, like 4 different elements there. The glass, the metal, the organics, and the inorganics. It feels very ripe for paying for upgrades or something like that. Yeah, using the scrap to do the upgrades would definitely be good. Alright, how are we doing in here? Oh god. Some of these smaller dots, like they're not visible. Like that, I can see it now that I know where I'm looking, but it's not obvious. Oh boy. I like that you had to specify a manual. It is almost unfortunate that they had to make that a manual process. That they couldn't include some sort of linkage to make it do a little bit of a come hither kind of movement. That is unfortunate. Indeed, Knight. Indeed. Alright. Oh, I don't have any inorganics. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I see what's going on here. Get rid of these little splats. And then, when I'm done cleaning, we'll do a double check and see how well I actually did. See how much I missed. Because I'm assuming I'm going to miss a lot. Those ceiling stains are also kind of rough, because they look like very faint water stains. Yeah, a little bit more discoloration to the stain would be good. Same with the faint polka dotted spots that I keep missing. Like that right there. That's a spot that needs cleaning. But it's not obvious until you do the scanner, which isn't the worst thing. I mean, since the scanner is not limited, like some other games, it's not the worst thing to need to do a scanner. I would love to see this converted into something like blacklight scanner. Just visually, so you can turn on the purple glow, so it makes more sense as to why you as a robot would be able to detect these things. I'm not sure what to make of that information, Iron Ninja. I don't even know if the scanner needs an upgrade. I think just update the visuals of it so that it looks like a UV light. Just for aesthetic's sake. Because then at least that would kind of sort of help explain why some of these stains are harder to detect. Because they are a little bit more in the UV spectrum. Alright, so I haven't been calling it out, but there is a blood trail we are following. There's little blood splats on the ground, and they have been leading either to or from this direction. Could be from, because they came from one of the dead bodies that was going downstairs. So it could be that something broke out in the lab and they were running to escape and didn't quite make it. This is true. I mean, as a robot, this is just another vision mode that I've got. And no, it doesn't need to follow standard human vision logic. And if that's the case, and that's perfectly acceptable. It helps to have the explanation of that. Rather than it just is what it is. An explanation of that, like a manual that we can find for the robot that explains the vision or something like that. Because in my mind, this vision right here is too closely identical to every other cleaning game that has some sort of scanning mode. They all glow with this same neon orange color. They all have the ability to detect stains that we would otherwise have a hard time seeing. So some way to make it stand out visually would help. I think Crime Scene Cleaner might be the only one that really truly stands out, because you do actually use a black light, and all the different stains actually do glow in different colors based on what they are supposedly made of. So some way to help make it stand out would be useful. Oh yeah, being able to toggle between show me dirt versus show me vacuums versus show me scrap kind of stuff in different visual modes for the robot eyeballs would be helpful. Alright, so we used the key that is now in the bench to open this door. It did not work on this door, so I'm going to assume that in this room we're going to find a key that will help us open the other room, because it didn't find it downstairs. Are each one of these are all pick-upable? Oh no. Okay. That is a long way to go to drop scrap all the way down here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. It's gonna be a long journey. Alright, let's get her done. Oops, I missed. Oh god, these two. Oh god. Oh god. All of it. Every goddamn one of these is a separate bottle that needs moving to the scrapyard. Oh. Oh no. Alright. I immediately have a new suggestion. Give us a cart. Give us something to be able to move all the crap from this room. I mean, luckily the chairs are not listed as scrap. But all the computers are, all the computer bits are. All of it. Oh no. Stronger throw would be good, being able to get the stuff moved quicker. Ah. There we go. Key. Boop. You can go right there. Maybe an upgrade to the vacuum that would let us pick up different size of stuff, like being able to suck in these binders or suck in keyboards and stuff, just to reduce the number of things we have to manually carry. Maybe just being able to move the scrapping bin as well would be helpful. That is not scrap. Okay. Alright, what do you say? Source, email, January 2143. John, I need to bring an urgent concern to your attention regarding our current strategic path. While my team is pushing hard on OFVN3 vaccine production, the observation lab is returning some truly unexpected and worrying results. Honestly, the kinetics and pathogenicity markers we are seeing in the active cultures are significantly deviating from expected norms, and it's raising a fundamental question for me. Are we genuinely moving the population towards protected herd immunity, or is the selection pressure we're generating actually making the circulating viral strains stronger and more dangerous? I feel strongly that we need to stop and urgently reassess our strategy based on these new laboratory findings before we continue with the current directive. Can we meet as soon as possible? Dr. Emily Snide. Source, I am, December 2141, so 2 years earlier. Dave, how come Steve gets a fancy chair? Simon, he put in a request. I put in a request ages ago. Swear, they have more of those fancy chairs in a closet somewhere. I'm sick of this stool. So just those two story blobs. Okay. Let's take a peek in here. I see. I see. Source digital, December 2142. The pathogen orthoflavivirus nilens, WNV, continues to exhibit ongoing genetic drift and geographical dissemination, resulting in instances of acute encephalitis. A recently identified viral variant has established a new transmission pathway. It is now capable of propagating through direct contact with bodily fluids, moving beyond its previously restricted vector-borne route via mosquitoes. The observed tropism for cerebral tissue appears to induce severe neurological sequelae. Not familiar with that word. Specifically presenting as extreme paranoia or hyper-aggressive behavior. This altered behavioral phenotype potentially exacerbates the secondary transmission rate via bodily fluids, as it increases the frequency of high-contact physical encounters. Although the OFVN3 vaccine has demonstrated robust efficacy, vaccination compliance remains suboptimal despite the regulatory mandate. This persistent deficit in population immunity is providing selective pressure that drives further viral evolution, consequently establishing an iterative and demanding requirement for subsequent vaccine research and development programs. This sounds kind of familiar, actually. Okay, so what is actually scrap in here? All of the binders are scrap. Oh no. And I can't suck any of them. That is unfortunate. Ooh. Yeah. There's another one. Alright, friendo. You are the first to use the new Scrappy-Doo. Sorry. New Scrappy-Doo. Here, have these two. They do indeed have comfy chairs in storage room somewhere. Sorry, Dave. You do not get a comfy chair. True, it is definitely closer than the basement. It's still not close, for the other room at least, but it is close adjacent. Ding! Ding, scrapping's done. Why did the tape suddenly move? It, like, decided to jump as soon as I looked at it. I'm not even familiar with that one, Dux. What is encephalitis lethargica? I may know it by another name, but it's not ringing any bells. Cube. Cube. Alright. Bits and bobs, including robot head. Going in the hole. Good, good. Good, good. Alright, let's clean up this little room since this is my little home away from home for the next while. It's also called sleeping sickness. Interesting. That sounds to me like Dream went on vacation. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I'm familiar with that one at all. Interesting to know. And then people just stopped getting it. That is weird. Normally sicknesses like that don't just go away. However, a disease that that appears to just knock people out sounds like a disease that is not very well suited for propagating itself. So I could see why once everyone who had it was asleep, no one else would be able to get it because there's no one else around out there to spread it. Seems kind of like a self-defeating prophecy to me. that could make sense for sure. If Spanish flu had a similar long COVID kind of after effect, that could have done something similar. Okay. There. Are these things cleaning? No, they're just rusty. Okay. Yeah, this is rough. Every fucking binder. And no way to use my non-existent robot hands to grab more than one at a time. I just gotta do it. Now, what are we cleaning up here exactly? Because we're in the lab where they were researching the disease, among other things, I am sure. So, are we disposing of research notes that probably could be critical for solving this problem for anyone who might come along? Are we just making sure that this is never going to be a solved problem? Oh yeah, physics girl. Yeah, she had long COVID real bad. She was out for what, like 2 years, something like that, and she's just starting to come back together again. But yeah, she was rough. She was like 100% down for the count. Now, can we scrap things that aren't on the list of scrappables? Technically, yes. I don't think I got anything for it. And it didn't give me any percentage or anything like that, so that's fine. I don't think I can open the cabinets, but I'll give it a shot. Well, it doesn't look like I can open them. So maybe we're not scrapping all of the research notes, just the stuff that's visible out in the open. So instead of our weakness being stairs, our weakness is anything that requires hands. It's true, we can't open regular doors. Interesting point. Maybe we value privacy? Yeah, only reacting to trash that we've seen would make sense. Rather than actively seeking additional trash. Because if it's in a closed cabinet, that means it's properly put away, therefore it is not trash. It's true. I personally fell for the same thing. I saw trash through the counter area, and I'm like, I gotta be able to get over there to clean it. I gotta. Many of the doors I have opened have windows in them, but not all of them. So it's not 100% foolproof. I think the bathrooms are a good example. Those didn't have any windows in them. The bathrooms did have a note about them, though, so that is true. Maybe we have enough cognitive function as a robot to understand that someone said, oh hey, there's something horrible in the bathroom. I should probably go check that out. Well, so the note mentions specifically the men's room had something horrible inside, and the women's room is mostly functional. So it did mention both bathrooms. Maybe just the mention was enough to put it on our radar. Our to-do list. And we still don't really have enough information about our robot's objectives, or prime directives, or instruction set. Because it really only mentioned that this was built as a cleaning robot, and that the post-apocalyptic part of the name was more tongue-in-cheek marketing kind of situation rather than an actual intended purpose. So we don't know how we are out there attempting to find stuff to clean. We don't know what our criteria is for cleaning. We do know that cleaning dead bodies is something that we are more than capable of doing without a second thought. And I'd suppose the dead bodies part is probably even doubly interesting, because that means that we, as robots, recognize at least a deceased human as trash to be cleaned. And as far as I'm aware, we are not part of the apocalypse. Like, this is not a robot apocalypse. We did not get sent on a cleaning bender that ended up destroying all humans. So we are not the cause of the problems. Get these little fingerprints cleaned up. All these rooms may be the same building. It's hard to say. And maybe that requires us going to the level start and seeing if we can get better descriptions of these. Okay, so we are done with this space. We are done with the overall hallway. However, I did put these in here. Give. Yeah, I think that's going to be the trickiest bit, is if story is going to be the primary driver of the game, which it at least seems to be a significant element. Then having some logic around some of the different elements is important. Oh, that's an interesting idea. That we got rid of all the dirty humans who were infected. Alright, we're gonna double check downstairs. Door we cannot touch. Okay. So all that's left then, to my knowledge, is this room, where there's a lot of shit. I mean, it is a solid possibility since we don't know the driver behind our robot logic. It's a possibility that we did indeed get rid of all the infected humans. As far as I'm aware, we can only carry one thing at a time, because my options for picking up items is click to toggle to pick up. So a second click would not pick up additional. Can certainly give it a try, though. Maybe the skeletons were viewed as a lower priority target because they were not actively evading cleaning. Or they were no longer disease vectors. Maybe disease vector took precedence in the cleaning priority tree. And then once there were no more disease vectors, then came the next priority of just cleaning general detritus. That would make sense. Alright. So let's see. Oops, that's my cube. Okay. So we have Hoover. And I cannot hoover these things. We have pick uppy fingers. And it does indeed toggle. And the right click is a throw. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be an option to pick up multiple items. Sad. Yeah, it's a big question as to why we are out now doing the cleaning. Kind of sort of reminds me of there's a game about being in a tunnel, and it's called Tunnet, where we are a robot tasked with digging tunnels underground and connecting a network cable between various facilities. And in that game, I do believe there is at least some form of explanation as to why we are tasked with doing that. Ooh. Yes, Tunnet. I played the demo of it a while ago, but I haven't returned to it since the game released. I should do that. That sounds interesting, Dux. Do you remember which game that is? Because that sounds kind of fascinating. You wake up, do cleaning, caretaking, etc., and then you turn it off, and when you turn back on again, the humans have changed and whatnot. Yeah, this is painful doing these one at a time. I could probably do a hucking situation, but our hucking is not very strong. so it doesn't feel like it's very effective. And picking them up does cause a little physics explosion. Yeah, I feel like it's much more efficient just to carry them one at a time. It has mean things in it? What do you mean, mean things? Are you talking enemies, or are you talking like mean features? Or mean requirements? Because the demo only had kind of the basics. It didn't feel like it had a very complex network setup, but it did feel like it could turn complex. Enemies, okay. I didn't get the sense that that game was enemy focused, but maybe they adjusted it after the demo. I know you could die, but you would just come back as the next incarnation robot or whatever. Okay. We're almost done. Alright, lots of computer bits. The chair does not need scrapping. Good to know. I think I had been scrapping the chairs because they were physical items, and I figured I probably should scrap all the physical items. But now, knowing how tricky it is to deal with it, I feel like I should probably be a little bit more picky. You can go up here. Oh, I'm sure more players would make it go faster, yes. But that shouldn't be a requirement. Yeah, and I think there are a lot of games that do multiplayer to solo conversion balance in different ways. And I'm thinking like in Jump Space or even in Deep Rock Galactic, you get an AI companion as your player 2 to help you tackle some of the multiplayer requirements. Other games tackle it by just pure scaling. Fewer enemies, fewer stuff and things. So that it's not as onerous to deal with it as a solo player. Other games don't give a damn. And it's like play it multiplayer or suffer solo. I want to say Repo and maybe Lethal Company have scaling, but I'm not positive on that. Like I'm not positive that Repo, at least by default, has like scaling quota requirements for number of players, or scaling loot availability by number of players. And I think there's a mod for it in Repo, but I don't know if that's a mod that adjusts it based on existing mechanics, or if it adds the mechanic to scale the number of items and whatnot by players. But I do know that Repo sort of handles it by, you know, if you do a $10,000 quota solo, you've got $10,000 to spend on upgrades for yourself. Whereas if you do a $10,000 quota multiplayer, you've got to split that $10,000 across all the players. So it ends up being somewhat of a wash and somewhat balanced for solo versus multiplayer. So yeah, I think it's something that doesn't always get considered in general when especially indies do multiplayer, but definitely something I feel should be considered. That is a problem. That's a problem. Can't seem to get that one. This might ruin my run if I can't get that one. But yeah, I think indies do need to focus more on that consideration, just purely based on the difficulty of getting your name out there and getting popularity in your game. If you can't get people to play your game, then you've got more people playing the game solo, and that should probably be a balanced consideration. These orbs, they make good noises. Very, very impactful noises. You're very soundy. I like the effect too. The sphere with the kind of floating around triangles. Kind of neat. Alright, we are almost there. I gotta try to focus on that spot on the stairs that I missed. And a few items to get rid of. Aha! Got it. Good. Alright. I think we're on the last bits, the scrapping. Yeah, it's true. I like the warbly orbs much better than reading off a regular old pad. Or better than reading it off of a an old black and green monitor where the game doesn't even bother telling you that you've got new logs and whatnot. Looking at you, last caretaker. Indeed, Ducks. Yeah, and I don't recognize. Is it a newer game? Is it an older game? Is it like a scrap simulator type of cleaning game like I usually play, or is it a different variety? Older indie game. Okay. I mean, the first one that comes to mind is Junk Punk, but that one is more of like a Satisfactory-esque robots in a junkyard automation type game. I think that one's going to be a hard question to answer, iSucks, just because of the not knowing the name makes it hard to search for on my channel. Story-driven, moral choices sort of deal. Not ringing any bells, unfortunately. Is this my last item? Get in the hole. Get in the hole. That was not my last bit. Okay, what am I missing? I've done all the repairs. We're gonna run around and listen for beeps and look for... You. Get out of here. Alright, well, that was something. Where? Where? You. You. Stupid dirty sinks that I can't see. It's gonna bug you. I mean, fair. I kind of want to know too. Alright, I think we're done in here. Hello? think so. It's beeping fast right around here. Unless it's under. Is it down here? No, no, it was definitely up there in that hallway. The keys don't seem to count as garbage. Because, like, I'm standing on a key and it's not beeping. I'm toggling the beepy thing on and off to see if I can spot it. My life as a robot vacuum. Nice. I'm not familiar with that game. No, I don't think it's a vacuum thing. That's possible. I doubt it, but maybe I'm pretty sure the cube in my pocket does not count. Because it hasn't counted before. And it's very specifically like right here. I almost want to say it's something like under this bit, because we had repaired this. And if it's somehow masking a bit that was under it that needed cleaning first. This might be it. This might end my run. I think we got a broken bit. There is something right here that I can't get, and it's somewhere right where this light is. That seems to be right where the fastest beeping is happening. Oh, wait. It's even faster here. Is it over here? Is it in here? Yeah, it feels very much like something that is either here, in this corner, or just outside, out here. Because the beeping is very focused on this little corner wedge right here. Ah! I found it! It was tucked away in the corner. It was under and behind these little cabinets. Sigh. Scientists scramble to keep up with the virus as it continues to mutate. The testing lab is left in a state of disrepair. That was a little unfortunate. That was unfortunate. So if we go to change, there's only one more level, but it would take me quite some time. So I don't want to do it yet. But let's read it. The virus continues to mutate, causing ordinary people to become filled with rage. Quarantine checkpoints have been set up to get people to safe zones. We're gonna go in there anyway, but I'm not gonna finish it. I'm not gonna do much. We're just gonna look, maybe get the lures. Ooh, that was weird. Maybe get the lures going. Cause I need to be done. It's late. Ice cream, wonderful. Dead guy. Robot in the pond. This is it's quite the sizable level. How far can we go? That far, apparently. That far. I do feel like vacuuming outside is probably a little bit counterproductive. Rumu. Okay, so I need to write some games down apparently. Hang on. And then there was also Vroombi, which was kind of a horror-based Roomba simulator. Dead guy. Dead guy. Dead guy. Dead guy. Dead guy. Dead guy. Snacks. See, this is dangerous right here. Letting the robot cleaner out and about in the world rather than in dedicated buildings. That is hazardous. Because then we're tempted to start cleaning everything. Hey. Source CCTV, August 2159. It's not the first time I've seen this scenario play out. No one was prepared. We should have been, but people are equal parts brilliant as dumb as rocks. Alright, fair enough. We got tipped over garbage can. Looking for any more notes and things. My life as a robot vacuum. And then there's Rumu, and then there's Vroombi. Dead guy. Dead guy. Note. Jeep. Splat Jeep. Ooh, big gun. Can I have big gun? I can have big gun. Yes. Yes. How do I use it? Oh, I can't use it. Source, Analog, October 2143. Not much is happening here. Just me, standing watch, watching the same trees sway in the wind and waving cars through every now and then. Honestly, it's pretty dull. No infected, no chaos, just a lot of silence and my own thoughts echoing in my head. I've heard some crazy stories. Apparently infected people are becoming rage machines and attacking people. I've never seen it here, but at this point, I could use some action before I fall asleep. Careful what you wish for, buddy boy. Looks like you might have gotten it. Indeed. Okay, so went that way. I think it's just those 2 logs. I feel like there could be more logs used. Oh god, we have to clean all this shit. It's all... We're vacuuming the leaves outdoors after fall. That's a lot. Alright. I'm done for the night, though. I'm done. As much as I'd like to finish the last one, it's fine. It's fine. I will keep an eye on it. We'll see how it develops. See if we can provide some feedback to the devs so that they can make this game as good as it can be. But overall, it's pretty darn good. Aside from that one in the last level, where I had a really hard time finding it, relatively few, if any, bugs. Honestly, I don't think I've actually run into a single bug. There were a couple funky physics things, like you grab an item, and the act of grabbing the item kind of jerks it towards you, which then causes other items to spaz and fly a little bit. But other than that, no, there's not really much. Definitely quite a few suggestions to enhance the game, but not really much in the way of bugs or problems. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. That was the P.A.C.K post-apocalyptic cleaning kit. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. But that'll be it for tonight. I need to still work tomorrow, sadly. Not like I'm going to desperately try to wake up at early in the morning, but whatever, it's fine. If only I could use the pew-pew. Oh, that's true. We did have the key card. I dropped the key card on the bench, and it kind of fell inside of the bench, which could potentially end a level. If you set it on the bench before using it, and it fell through the bench, you wouldn't then be able to get it to then open the door to finish the level. So that I would definitely say that's reportable, just because it has the potential to end the round and break your level. So yeah, that did happen. That is true. That was a small bug that we had. But yeah, good times. Enjoyed it. It's very pretty. Nice setting, nice scenario. Could probably use more story logs, honestly. I kind of was enjoying the story unfolding as we got going here. So probably could use a little bit more logs, more story, more fluff, just for funsies. I think it needs to go either way or both, more fluff or more robust cleaning mechanics. Because if it's got enough fluff, basic cleaning mechanics are acceptable. But more fluff plus more cleaning mechanics would be great. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So I'll keep an eye on it for future development. It's only $10 on Steam right now, if anyone's interested. It's enjoyable. And how big of a coincidence is that Isaac happens to know the dev from a completely unrelated situation. That's impressive. All right, I'm gonna stop running around in circles. Stop bouncing around in circles. I'm gonna go to bed. Isaacs, Draconite, Guardian, Ducks, whoever else may still be lurking out there. Appreciate y'all being there. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.